What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and today I'm going to talk about the arena. So one of my more popular videos that I made was how to create the best team possible. In that video, I kind of went over, combos, what makes a well-rounded team, what makes a winning team, that kind of stuff. And so I decided that I wanted to make one of those videos for the arena because there are some key differences between a normal PvP team that you would use for like Sage World Battlefield and the team that you would use for the arena. So, what do you want in the arena? And don't worry about this team. This is just, I was completing some missions over here. But, let's get rid of these guys. And let's go over what makes a good arena team. Now, in the arena, the way that it works is most of your stats are even when you face an opponent, okay? You can see here, the awakening level, the level of the ninja, there's no cultivation. I mean, everything is pretty much the same. So some of the determining factors that determine like who has the more power is your 8 gates as well as your equipment refinement. Okay, so your refinements and then your purity. So that's how you can influence your power. But like I said, for the most part, you're pretty even in almost every one of your matches. So in the arena, it comes down to, one, your initiative. Your initiative is huge because whoever goes first and whoever can get up their passive barrier, if both teams have a passive barrier, that's obviously a big deal. But for the most part, it comes down to your team composition and how good your team is at what it does. So for the lightning main, right? Now for some of the PvP events and stuff that I'll use, I will use a lightning team or a sword team. So I would use something like, let's see here. Alright, so we would go with Hidan, and then Danzo, and then where is Killer Bee? Here we go. So I would use something like this, okay? And then go in, Root of the Warrior, Warrior's Killing Intent, maybe Lightning Armor, maybe Chidori Shadow Blade, it kind of depends. Because this team doesn't have any mystery chase starters, for this team specifically, I would use Chidori Blade Shadow just so I have something to start a chase for the second round there. But I would use Warrior's Killing Intent because this it increases the attack of these 3 ninja right here. And this team is very auto attack heavy because of Hidan and B. So B buffs Hidan, Hidan attacks multiple people, you get the barrier buff from Danzo, and the Warrior's Killing Intent to give Hidan a bunch of damage, and then he's able to do most of their health in the first round, and then in the second round, we use Chidori Blade Shadow to start a combo on whoever's low, kill them off, boom, one of their ninjas is dead, right? So that's more of a Blitz type of team. However, in the arena, Blitz teams do not work very well. The reason for this is because of everybody is level 100 and you get all the attribute bonuses. Ninja generally survive much more punishment in the arena because they're level 100. They have a lot more health. And then after the first 2 rounds, all your attribute bonuses are gone. And so then like you go back to hitting pretty much normal. So you don't do much damage anymore, right? So you want a much more balanced team in the arena because of this fact. You want a team that can survive, that can last longer, and that, has the ability to win longer fights, okay? So for this reason, the Earth Main actually has a decent advantage in here just because the Earth Main is designed for longer fights. But what helps you win longer fights? First off, healing. Obviously, healing is very important. So in the arena, I always take on-boost special assault tactics. Always, 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 okay? That extra lifesteal is critical as lightning. Okay, now that's only as lightning main, obviously, but that extra healing is critical to winning in the arena. So I always go with on-boost special assault tactics, okay? So we got a little bit of healing from our attacks, right? Now, what I like to do is I like to have some sort of a tank that is able to stop damage. Okay, and what I mean by stop damage, so we've got Aruka has a decent chance to evade attacks. Okay, then we've got, so Kimimaru avoids the first attack of every round. Okay, Neji has a very good standard attack evasion rate in the first round. And he's got a decent one after that. Then we've got Hinata, which uses her mystery. She avoids most standard attacks most of the time. And then Akatsuchi has his big golem in front of him to absorb damage. So then, you can also use Naruto because he's got his clones. Sage Naruto is a very good tank because his clone is super tanky. It almost has like the same amount of health as he does, so you have to kill him basically twice. And then Gaara is obviously a really good tank because he doesn't have a way of avoiding damage, but he avoids damage passively because he can't be comboed. So that's another way. On top of that, what you can do is you can mix in some tankiness with a support character. So like with Ao, if you've got water and fire ninja, you can use Ao. One, because he has a bunch of his clones. So you can set him up in like the second level here so that his clones come in the first level. That's a little bit of tankiness right there. Plus, he generates shields for water and fire units. So that's even more tankiness. Same with Mabui. Mabui doesn't have the clones, but she generates shields for water and lightning ninja. And she is a support character that can heal. So then you add even a little bit more healing, and you get shields for your lightning and water ninja right off the bat. Okay? And she can start a combo with her mystery, but that's not as important for your support character. So Mabui does some good things. Ao adds that slight tankiness there. As far as other tanks go, I don't really see. I think that's about it, yeah. So those are what you can think of for your tanky options. So for me, I would do something like, I really like Kimimaru, especially in the arena because he survives for so long that eventually his passive stacks up to the point where he takes next to no damage. So the only way to really kill Kimimaru off is with poison and ignition, right? So you have to run a really debuff heavy team. So now that we got our tank, right? So we've got healing from him, we've got our tank. Then I would do something like Mabui, because Mabui is going to shield both of them, and she has healing in her kit. So she can remove one of the debuffs, most likely from Kimimaru since he'll be taking most of the damage. So she can remove one of the debuffs from Kimimaru. And I would leave on Root of the Warrior so that these two would stay immune for the first 2 rounds, right? So now, because of Mabui, if not Mabui, I would use Kabuto. Because, where's Kabuto? Whatever, you guys know what Kabuto does. Kabuto is a very strong healer, plus he buffs Kimimaru by triggering his passive. So those two are a very good combo that I use pretty frequently. And you could actually even use Kabuto and Mabui, because Mabui is going to shield Kabuto. Kabuto can create the clones to give himself more tankiness to stop them from attacking him. You get 2 different healers, plus the lifesteal. I mean, that would be pretty good as well. However, for this one, I would leave in Mabui. And then I would want to be looking for either water or lightning ninja because of Mabui's, because of her shield there. So I could go with Chojuro. Chojuro would be actually a very strong ninja here because he attacks twice. He attacks the whole front row. He's got a lot of damage, right? So Kimimaru has a decent amount of damage with his mystery, but his basic attack doesn't hit all that hard. You've got Lightning Man, he does a lot of damage. Chojuro does a lot of damage. However, he doesn't have any debuffs. So because I've got a decent amount of damage between these two, Chojuro would be a decent option, but I wouldn't use him. right? Darui can give you the barrier, but again, his only debuff is paralysis, right? Now Sasuke can give you the barrier as well, but he can give you ignition. So in the arena, Sasuke is going to be a little bit more of a priority for me because of that ignition, right? So he can paralyze as well, not as many people, but he can cause paralysis. But he has ignition to up to 2 units. And in the arena, debuffs like ignition and poisoning for AoE are very, very strong because of the longer fights. So you want to be able to constantly ignite people. Alright? So what I would do is I would put like something like that. Okay, so you have like Sasuke down here, so that the top and the middle row are going to attack Kimimaro. Only the bottom row would attack Sasuke. Or you could put him up at the top like that. You know, either or, whatever you wanted. And then build your combo with your summon and your chase around that. Okay? Another option would be, let's see here, who else causes, does Kakashi cause Ignite? He does. Kakashi would be another option here because he causes ignition. Although, honestly, I think Sasuke is just better overall than Kakashi because he can give you that barrier. Guy would be another good option here. He'd add even more healing with his lifesteal, and he causes ignition with his chase. Plus, he gives you the ability for interruption. So what you could do is you could put Guy like second here, and then he would be able to cancel anybody on the enemy team's action that happens from the second round or from the second action on, right? So you wouldn't be able to cancel their number 1, but you could cancel everybody else. So there's something that you could do there. He adds ignition, he adds the interruption. B, unfortunately, doesn't really add anything as far as crowd control. So we don't have any crowd control between these 3. I don't believe. She doesn't do any. No. We don't have any crowd control between these 3. So our final person, we definitely want to have crowd control of some sort. And then we want it to be lightning or water, like I said, so that we have the synergy between everybody here. So Al can cause acupuncture, but I would like more of a damaging, yeah. So it looks like those are our options if we're going to go with that kind of a lineup with Mabui and then that. Now what you could do is you could get rid of Mabui and you could put in a healer, a different healer. So you could put in like Kabuto, like I said. And because you have Kabuto, you no longer have to worry about keeping it as a lightning or water ninja because Kabuto doesn't bring any damage to the team. He is strictly a support character. So then you want to go with somebody who has a lot of AoE debuff to them. So somebody like, where is, no, somebody like Konkoro would be good because Konkoro can cause AoE poisoning to the enemy team. If you have Great Ninja War Konkoro, that would be even better. You can put him back here so his puppet goes up there. You don't want his puppet in the first row. You can actually do something like that to guard his puppet so his puppet stays. Especially if you have Great Ninja War, because Great Ninja War causes ignition to 2 people with each basic attack. So you want to definitely hide his puppet so the enemy can't get to him. Konkoro is very good in the arena because of his AoE debuffs, right? Then you could go with I mean, Onoki doesn't have any debuffs, but he just does a ton of damage, so that's sort of an option. I wouldn't really. You could go with Kuretsuchi because you can really screw up a team with her mystery that slows people down, and then so all of your members go first before the enemy goes, and she can use that in round 1, so you can just keep chaining that over and over and over. That's a really strong combo that you can use. Who else? Toroni has a decent amount. He can cause poisoning. Then you can also go over here and you can check, okay, so let's say I want ignition. Who all can cause ignition? All right. So these are my ninja that I can choose here. Jiraiya can cause it to a whole team, but it's not a prompt skill, so you kind of risk that, right? Then you could go with poisoning. Right now, Hanzo is available. Now, you can't use him in ranked, but Hanzo's available. He causes a ton of poisoning, so that would be pretty strong there. He's able to put on his poisoning layers, right? So you can also go with like a Shizune or a Karin, and what you could do is, if you wanted more debuffs, you could put Shizune or Karin in place of Kabuto, and then go with somebody that causes either like chaos. You know, you could go with like Fu, because he causes chaos. You go with Ino. Danzo would be a good one. Or you could go with, you want to go with something that causes immobile. So, Gaara causes immobile with his chase. The 5th Kazekage Gaara causes immobile with his chase. Sai causes immobile with his mystery skill, so you would want something more that has it with their chase, something that you can do every single round, right? So you put out Gaara, okay? So now with our chase, we've got immobile to immobilize a specific unit, which at the same time, the immobile is going to cancel their mystery, so you can actually use this as an interrupt, and you cancel them, you immobilize them so they can't use their basic attack. Right? He blocks the first standard attack. He can't be combo, so that's a very strong combo right there. Even though his barrier doesn't really buff any of these ninja, that's just something that, you know, is nice to have. She is able to cause poisoning with her chase, so we've got immobile and poisoning with our chase. She also increases the damage that debuff does, so that obviously kind of buffs her herself. And then she can poison the entire enemy team with her mystery. She can't use it very often. I think it has a 3-round cooldown, but still. And then you got a lot of damage between those two. So you got healing, tankiness, damage, poisoning debuff with the chase and the mystery, immobilize. Like that's a strong team right there. So that's what you want to be thinking of. You want to add as many things to your team as possible. You want ninja that do a lot of stuff. You don't want somebody who is just a tank or somebody who is just damage. I mean, you want damage with debuffs. You want support with either damage or debuffs, with healing. You want tanks that can avoid damage and do damage or cause debuffs. You know, that's what you want to be thinking of here. The water main is pretty strong in the arena because you can build a chaos team to where, you know, you're chaosing at like multiple ninja every round. Plus, she got her poison taijutsu passive, so she's poisoning them. So she's layering on poisoning and she's chaosing. I mean, you can do some pretty nasty things with the water main, with like Kisame and then 10-10. Like you can do some really nasty things with them. So that is what you want to be thinking about when you are creating an arena team, trying to keep it as good as possible for longer fights, right? You got layer on debuffs, stop people from attacking, have a lot of healing, and all of your ninja need to be able to do multiple things, okay? That is very crucial. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helps you out. I hope you enjoyed it. If it did help you out, if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button down below. It really helps me, and I appreciate it very much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with all my future videos that are going to be helping you guys create your teams for rank battle, arena, all that good stuff. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it from me. Thank you all so much for watching to this point in the video. I appreciate every single one of you who stuck around. Have a great day, everybody, and peace.